Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. A lot of times when I'm in my pickup truck, at least for the sake of a video, y'all know where I'm headed. Well, I just pulled up to the spot. Tolliver's on the Square in Manchester. And that means I got a Bing Bang to pick up. So, here quick. If y'all are ever in Manchester, Tennessee, hey, that is the spot. You might not think about it going by, but hey, they have one of the biggest selections of Bing Bangs in the state of Tennessee. And if they ain't got it in here, they can get it for you. They've got me tons and tons of stuff. Y'all watch the show, know that's the only people I use now to get my Boo Light slingers. And I love going into them because you never know what people have brought in, used to pick up. So I've got something to pick up today, and I may find something cool to pick up while I'm in there. So I'm gonna run in, pick up my new Boo Light slinger, which is what this video is about. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. And then I might find something else cool. Let's check it out. All right, so picked up right there in that box. I'll show you that here in a second. What I came here to get. Didn't pick up anything else. There was one 10mm 16-inch barrel that I had my eyeball on hard. We might have to check that out at another date. But it didn't jump out me enough to where I said I got to take it home today. But they did have a lot of stuff in there, as always. Quite a few of the new Ruger Gen 2s in there. You probably saw there. They always have good supply of Ruger Americans, especially some of the stuff you can't find. That's where I got a bunch of mine in there, including both of my Gen 2s, which if you haven't seen my videos on the Gen 2s, go check them out. But I'm going to show you a little sneak peek here, and then I'll give you a better look at the house. Savage Boo Light slinger. But I'll meet you back at the house and we'll check this thing out. All right, so back at the house, got the Savage box here. Now, first time I laid on this, quick story time. Las Vegas, out in the desert at SHOT Show in January of 2023. And I was able to send a few mags down range with this thing. It's a windy day out there in the desert, but if you're not familiar with SHOT Show, a lot of companies choose that time to announce their new offerings. And Savage had this there. I got to put my hands on it and actually fling a few Boo Lights out in the desert with it. And let me show you what it is. Actually, let me roll that footage in here real quick.
Trigger a lot. I really like that trigger.
Oh yeah, you might have seen it from the picture. It's Savage's 1911, and that was January of 2023. The title of this video is probably going to be something like, I waited, took me a year to get this, or I waited a year to get this. But let me show you. Right out of the box. Brand new, still got the tags on it. Came with 2 magazines here, and let me just show you. And right off the bat, let me preface this by saying, I do not consider myself to be a pistola expert by any stretch of the imagination. You guys watch the show know I'm a huge advocate of carrying every day. You'll never see me anywhere without packing. But 1911. I do currently actually carry 1911 quite often. And this, woo, is this nice. So real quick, off the top of my memory, Savage has these in 3 different offerings in a couple different configurations. So this is the two-tone, so it has a black nitride slide. All of them are stainless steel slides and frames. You can get a full black. This one has the two-tone, just the black slide, and then the stainless frame. You can get the whole thing black, whole thing stainless, or you can get this one in the two-tone. And you can also get those with or without a rail. I got with a rail. And let's just go kind of front to back real quick. It has an 11-degree target crown. You ought to be able to see that crown there in the camera. Tritium night sights. And interesting thing about this is you see that bar right there at the bottom? That is also a tritium bar below it. So a lot of times you might have a tritium front sight, and then your black sight's just, you know, you got nothing to line it up with. Well, this has a tritium bar, so at nighttime you can still line up your sights even when it's dark, which is pretty cool. And I said I was going to go front to back. Like I said, this has the nitride slide. Pretty cool little machining on the top of the slides there. That's something extra and different. I already showed you this one has the rail on the bottom, which is also optional. It is a full 5-inch barrel. Give a little bit closer look at the trigger. It does have some, whatever you want to call that, up and down serrations on the front of that trigger. It's a curved trigger, not a flat trigger. VZ G10 grips. I'll show you this side. A lot of people are fans of these grips, and these come with them. It has that thumb groove in there. Ambidextrous safety. I think really that's a personal preference. Some people really love the ambi safety. Some people don't like it. I kind of like it. What else do we need to talk about? You guys are familiar with 1911s or are pretty familiar with 1911s. One thing that kind of stuck out to me, the mag release works real good. Look at, let's see if I can show you on camera how good this flings it out. So I was actually in the shop there, just kind of, you know, put my hands on it for the first time, and I was surprised at how good it flings that mag out there. Not sticky. A lot of times you'll get one that's, get a 1911 that's, you know, if it's not put together or machined just right, it'll be snagging or catching on things, but that right there impressed me. A couple other things, what else we need to talk about? The hammer, stainless steel. I got some notes right here. There were a couple other things that stuck out to me. Nitride coated titanium firing pin. So that's an extra bonus on there. Not gonna break. Nitride coated, and it's titanium firing pin. What else? There were a couple of things I made note. Forged stainless steel frame and slide. I already told you that. There it is. Tool steel sear and disconnector. So just like the titanium firing pin, extra robust parts. It's got tool steel, that's a tongue twister. Tool steel sear and disconnector, and the hammer is stainless steel as well. But hey, out there at the range, it's been over a year, but out there at the range, I was hitting steel at 20 and 30 yards with no issue. One thing that I've got to work on in my own hand pistola practice, excuse me, is my speed. So you guys that watch the show know I'm not too shabby, not to be bragging or anything or sound off-putting, but I'm pretty good with precision. I practice out to 50 yards all the time with pistolas, but what I do need to do is practice on my speed. One other thing I was going to talk to you about is holsters. See, it's got the Savage emblem, then Savage 1911 on this side. Some people would want to know about that. Obviously, you can see those front and rear slide serrations. The fit. seems to be fit pretty non-sloppy. If you look at the slide there, doesn't seem to be sloppy at all. There's no big gaps or odd gaps there on the slide. One thing I did want to talk to you about was holsters. So, like I said, I do carry 1911 quite often. This is a leather holster that I use all the time. It's pretty sweet. This is actually C3 leather holster. Real sweet. That's ostrich leg. Pretty cool. But I don't want to mess this holster up because this does have the rail on the bottom. So, this would form great in a leather holster. But since this one's already formed from me carrying all the time, I'm going to save that for 1911s with no rail. But what I did have on hand here was this Tagawa. I believe that's how you say it. Tagawa. I don't know. Tagawa. 1911 holster that's leather as well. Obviously, if you have a Kydex holster, you're going to need to get one that will fit this with a rail. But leather is formable. And I already kind of test fit this in here. And you can see how it's kind of preformed for 1911 right there. But I think this, yeah, will form with that rail in there. So I'm going to use this and this holster and have this leather formed to this one with a rail. But like I said, if you have a Kydex or stiff type holster, you're going to have to get one made specifically for 1911 with rail. That's in there pretty tight there because of the rail. But yeah, I bet you none of you guessed that this is what we were going to be picking up from the shop today. But pretty sweet. Excited to get it out to the range. But yeah, make sure you stay tuned for more videos on this thing. I'm definitely going to be running a whole bunch of rounds down range through this. Whole bunch of videos soon. Appreciate y'all watching. I'm excited about a bunch of stuff that's coming out real soon. One other thing, just sitting here looking at the video, it does have extra cuts. Why am I struggling to grab my words today? What do you call that? Those cuts, the area there. Eject, where it's ejecting, it does have a little bit lower of a cut and a cut right there as well. Just something interesting else to call out. Also, I'm remembering more things. Adjustable rear sight. So, obviously, the windage left and right, you're just going to knock this side to side. But it also is an adjustable sight. So, that's an extra bonus and added feature there as well. But, if you're a 1911 fan, Savage 1911 might be something that you want to check out. Stay tuned for stuff real soon. Out at the range with it, practicing, and really running it through its paces. See if I like it as much as I did out there at the range in Vegas. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it even better. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for coming along with me. Rambling today. Picking this up from the shop. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Hoodoo!
Load it up and get all as soon as you can. 30 on 610 with 50 cents. Don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot and make